This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system announcing the commencement of another purge of the BS, sanctioned by the First Amendment. Frustration levels 0 to 100 have been authorized for use during this purge. All weapons are restricted. Government officials have not been granted immunity from the purge of the BS and shall undoubtedly receive the smoke. Commencing at the sound of the gong, any and all BS, especially unnecessary goofiness, will be purged without prejudice. Police, fire, and emergency medical services will be available, but they will be busy because they too will be watching the purge of the BS. Blessed be those who have already been victims of some BS. May God be with you all.
Welcome to another Purge of the BS. It is a Thursday, y'all. The week is almost over, but the BS never stops. So if you're brand new to the channel, I want you to make sure you go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, share the video, tell the algorithm, screw what they saying, we got something to talk about. Now, before I get all the way into this, okay? Before I get all the way in, I want to first of all thank my mods for showing up early. What's up? Sebastian, Pelega, Albun, I am Z.O. in this joint ready to purge the BS. So I aim to please. So it is what it is. So let's get to moving here. Let me make sure everything is ready to roll. Welcome to the Twisted Metal episode of Purge of the BS. We're gonna have some fun today. Hold on a second, I gotta close this, do that. All right, guys. I hope y'all ready. They're ready. I believe they're ready. So today, we are going to cover about 7 quick topics. I'm going to stay out of politics for a hot second here because they're doing a lot of overnight stuff. And I got to do some research, just to be honest with you. I do know that a bunch of people are getting fired. So, not that I don't know that. Like I said, there's additional research to be done. There were some votes that happened late last night that I think they're still talking about today, and they're still talking about Epstein. Keep telling y'all, you're not getting it. It's not happening. It's not happening. So anyway, I know you guys are like, what does he mean twisted metal? Now, if you saw the thumbnail, what I'm talking about is metal like M-E-T-T-L-E, okay? Like your character, your collective strength, your backbone as a society. And what I'm seeing right now is our backbone is getting twisted. So we're supposed to protect and we're supposed to provide, and that's the foundation of pretty much any strong community out here, right? Well, let me tell you what. The very systems that are designed to protect us seem to become the problem. And so what do we do there? What do we do when provision becomes poison? When our guardians become the greatest threats? It becomes a little weird. So here we are. So we're going to unpack this today. So thank you to the Purge Collective jumping in the chat nice and early. I wait for the notifications to go out, but we can't wait for everybody. So when you get here, make sure you say what's up, because we are going to go into our first segment, okay? Now look, some of you guys may have heard about this Shaq RG3 problem. And it's over Angel Reese. Now, Angel Reese was featured here on Purge the BS like a year and a half ago. I mean, like before she was even really in that WNBA. So whatever that was, it was a while ago. And, I always wanted the best for Angel Reese. I do. I think she's a nice young lady. Sometimes she be doing a little bit too much. But overall, I want the best for her, if that makes sense, right? She seems like she's got a decent family. Her brother plays basketball at Maryland. I'm a fan of Maryland Terrapins. So, I always wish the best for her. But recently, she got some accolades, okay? And she got the cover of the WNBA 2K26 video game. Now, I've never played a WNBA basketball video game. Never once in my life. I didn't even know it existed. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't even know that they had a game for the WNBA, but now I know. So maybe if I show up somewhere and somebody has it, I'll give it a whirl. But nonetheless, RG3, who you may or may not know, but he used to be a quarterback for Redskins for like 2 years. And he's now just kind of like a podcaster. And he was on, doing some sports commentary. So he's kind of known. Not necessarily as known as Shaq, not even close, but he's known, right? So he decides to put up a post on, I want to say X, whatever forum, and he puts it up there and he says, and he doesn't say anything, he puts a picture of like a monkey in place of Angel Reese and makes some type of a racist sort of inference about monkeys in Angel Reese and the fact that she's a black woman. Shaq didn't take too kindly to that because Shaq and Angel Reese are really cool. He went to LSU. She went to LSU. She's a fan of his. He's a fan of hers. And one thing you don't want in life is a big dude like Shaq with a problem with you, right? But also, you know what? I'm going to just let y'all see the clip of what Shaq had to say to him, and then we're going to talk about it, all right? We'll talk about it after the fact because I'm not going to give you everything right now. Got to wait. But speaking of giving everything, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you check out our merch on the Freeman Services website. I appreciate you guys that have already stopped in and checked out the merch. It helps with the traffic if you even just check it out. So the link will be in the description. Just check it out. And nonetheless, let me show y'all what Shaq had to say. Now, look, I have no questions about whether or not Shaq is still a big, strong guy, okay? So if he's making certain threats, I'm inclined to believe him. So let's see what he has to say here.
I have beef with men. All these beautiful women in the world, why do I have beef with a man? I don't care about no man. Speaking of man, RG3. Tweet another monkey post about my girl Angel Reese. I'm punching your fucking face.
Ooh.
Okay? It's enough. Like, I don't usually do stuff like this, but just stop it, bro. You got your job. You got your podcast. Leave my Angel Reese alone. I'm the one calling her and telling her not to respond. Fucking stop it. That's the last time. Okay? Thank you. Sorry about that.
By all means. By all means.
Yeah, you needed to take your time and say that. I'm curious to know, what just with the whole conversation that's been happening around RG3, Angel, her hatred towards Caitlin Clark.
She's supposed to hate her, so what?
Yeah.
I hated the Clippers. I hated the Celtics. It's not real hate. If you look around what's going on in this real country, that's hate. This is sports. I'm not supposed to like you. I don't want you to like no other people's podcasts. Fuck them all. Competition. That's what the world's built on, competition. Like, first of all, let them girls, leave them alone.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that all the stuff you did in your life, you're going to be remembered for your podcasts. You're going to be remembered for your podcasts. That should tell you you're not that fucking great. I don't want to be remembered for Shaq's Bit podcast. I do not.
Uh-oh.
So, leave those girls alone. You already spoke on it. Let it go. Let it go. So what? He hates her. So fucking what? I hate you now for messing with her. Now what? Say something.
Hate is a strong word, Mr. O'Neill. Mr. O'Neill, we have to keep it civil, sir. I do understand what you're saying, though, because RG3, honestly, calling Angel Reese monkeys and being so hard on the Why are you so hard on the WNBA? Be hard on yourself for only having a 2-year career and getting knocked out by the Ravens, by the way. Shouts to Baltimore and shouts to the Redskins. Because they did, he was all right, though, when he was all right. I ain't gonna lie. RG3 was all right when he was all right. But once he got hurt, that was it, and that was the end of that career. And most people don't even remember him as a quarterback. So Shaq makes a good point. If they're only going to remember you for your podcast and your little social posts and all that, I told y'all before, just in case. Didn't I say it on the other episode? I said, don't nobody want to, just in case, you don't want to end up at the gates of heaven and they're going over your social media posts as to whether or not they're going to let you in. I told you that, right? So we need to be conscious of that when we do that. And RG3, of course, he should be, but he's been under a lot of fire lately because he's been talking a lot of crap about Angel Reese. And I see what he's got an option to his opinion. But why are you so focused on Angel Reese? You trying to get at her? You trying to get something? That's what I think it is. I think he really secretly he got a crush on Angel Reese, and that's why he's always talking shit about her. That's my feeling. But let's see if Shaq has anything else to say.
Something about me. But she's not going to respond because I'm the one calling her and be like, baby, keep it classy. Because she's not soft by any means. You're from the streets. But I'm like, you're beautiful. Don't indulge with these fools because he's a fool. You don't even have G14 classification to say that. I would respect it more if Lisa Leslie said it. Like, that's your category. Stay out of them people's category.
Stay in your lane, RG3.
Sports, whatever you do, you talk about sports, but bro, you don't need to be going deep. Y'all can go deep. Y'all are females. Y'all understand what that's like. He hates her, so what? Hate ain't the real word. It's just competition. I hated Christian Laettner in college. He had everything I didn't. He was fundamentally sound. He was winning championship. Do you know who Christian Laettner is?
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's fundamentally sound, good-looking dude, and he kept winning championship. I fucking hated him. So every time I played, I wanted to crush him. I hated Alonzo Mourning. He was a shot blocker. I hate Dikembe in the finals.
Yeah.
You don't believe me?
Respect.
Check out these few clips of what I did to Dikembe. But hate in sports is not real hate.
It's
competition. A word that we throw around. And then again, if he hates you, so what? Mind your business. Like, I don't mind you doing your job with anyone, but don't pick on that little girl. Because guess what? I'm her protector. Now pick on me. You pick on me, I'm going to punch you in your fucking face. Ooh. That's it. I don't do all that talking. And, I wish I would have said something to say, but I wanted to get clarification on what happened. Somebody take the cover. It should be a historical moment for Angel Reese and her family.
True.
Some idiot took it and put the monkey face on it and you retweeted. I know what you're fucking doing. Then you probably tried to take it back. I know exactly what you're doing, so stop it. And Ryan Clark is the only one sticking up for him. But then when he says certain things, now they try to, you mentioned it because he has a white wife. Like, now everybody just taking it too far. Leave those ladies alone and let them be. It's just stupid. But again,
talk your shit, Shaq.
You remember for your podcast and not for what you did as
on the football,
as a person that plays sports, you ain't shit. Ooh. Period. Everybody want to be a podcast. I'm like, no, you're not a podcast. You're supposed to be, I did this, I played this, I did this. If you're not remembered for that, you're just a regular earthling.
Ooh. So what do those conversations with Angel look like?
Well, I got to give Shaq the applause for that one. Jeez. Mr. O'Neal, I was worried for a second, but as he closed out his thought, I must say I appreciate him coming to bat for Angel Reese, because even though he's right, RG3 did take back the tweet, but whatever, man. You had to put it up in the first place, so just because you take it back, that's no, you don't. All of a sudden, all is forgiven. We know what you was trying to say. We know what you was trying to do. That's not funny. That's not funny, because Shaq is right. It is a historical moment that Angel Reese got the cover of the 2K26 WNBA video game, because in history, this is the first time I even heard that they had a game. So there we go. I didn't know they had a 25, 24, and 23. But hey, it's now gotten big enough with the introduction of Caitlin Clark and all these other folks, and now they got video games and stuff. That's a really good win for women's basketball and definitely Angel Reese. So I feel Shaq on that, and I feel like that's what we've been expected to do. I've heard a lot about, black men not protecting black women, or just women in general. But it's good to see what he's doing. Thank you, Shaq, Mr. O'Neal, for your contribution to not looking soft and putting it out there. Tell RG3 stop talking about your little sister. And if not, you as the gentleman in this will have to deal with it. Because if he was doing that about you and he wouldn't stop, you'd have to deal with it either way. So that's a good way to do that. You guys, Shaq's all right with me. Shaq Diesel. And honestly, he's like 50-something. Isn't he like 50-something? And he still looks pretty solid. I'm just saying. He's still 7 feet something tall. That's a lot to deal with. Like, even the old version of that is a lot to deal with. Like, he could just go dead weight on you, and that's a lot to deal with. Anyway, we move into the next situation. What we got? All right, hold tight here. Hold on now. Are we getting the making sure my chat is up. IMZ, I see you, baby girl. The next joint here. Hey, make sure you guys that are in here, hit the like button. Share the video. Say something in the chat. Let us know what's up. So we're going to go into our next story. And I've been, honestly, because of my own personal ties to Baltimore, I didn't necessarily want to cover the story, but I think it needs to be discussed. About a week ago, they had a mass overdose event on a synthetic drug called New Jack City. I'm not sure if it was supposed to be Finney or Ronnie, or if it was supposed to be Becky. I don't know. I just know that this is what it's called, because that was why I was waiting on the story. I was trying to figure out what were they trying to do? What was the end goal? But they had this mass event, and it shook me up.
Blocks and blocks.
Hold on a second here. I gotta bring it up. It shook me a little bit because I've been in the area, and I ain't gonna lie, I've done some crazy stuff in my life, and fortunately, I've never been in this position where I've had to be Narcaned or anything like that. So I'm good on that. But I'm just saying, I've been in bad positions. So when I heard about this thing in Baltimore, I was like, you know what? My heart goes out for that town, because there's definitely some great people that live there. I got some good friends that live there. But there is an underbelly in that area that's almost like a self-destructive design. And that design is what's taking people out. It's like they can't get high enough. You see what I'm saying? They can't, it's like no matter what, there's not enough of whatever to get them there. And somebody's constantly trying to create something to do something that just can't be done. You can't escape life while you live in it. It continues while you're trying to escape, and eventually it catches up to you. So I'm gonna let you see this story real quick for those that don't know about it. Not everybody's from Baltimore, from that local area, but I just think we need to really understand this, because addiction is a complex thing, and poverty is complex, and mental health is all complex. But maybe if we just start by understanding that our lives are in danger, maybe we can get a little further with that. I don't know. Let's see. All right, hold on. Volume.
Blocks and blocks taped off. First responders scattered for at least 25 people. They're telling us tonight overdosing in West Baltimore. I spoke to folks out there today. They say they were seeing people drop left and right, collapsing. I myself witnessed 2 people experiencing overdose symptoms while I was out there for just 90 minutes. One of dozens of overdoses happening this Thursday near Pennsylvania and North Avenues, just across the street from the Penn North Recovery Center, where nurse practitioner Josie Dantzler was sitting.
That's probably the 3rd or 4th person I've helped in the last 30 to 40 minutes. People are just passing out from whatever they're overdosing.
I was walking down the street and I hadn't seen his feet sticking out, and I saw him leaning over.
This man yelling for help after seeing another man down on the ground.
I called medic once I seen his eyes in the back of his head.
Never seen anything like that, so yeah, maybe it is a bad batch, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's an epidemic. We deal with this every day, probably not on this high of a, scale, but we go through this every day.
Alongside Josie is the harm reduction director for the Penn North Recovery Center, Bernard Nelson. He says they were out there to hand out Narcan and fentanyl testing strips.
I've never seen nothing like this. And I've never seen nothing like this and while doing Narcan. They found me from the mouth, some of them.
A surreal scene sparking a large response from harm reduction organizations like the 24-Hour Community Peer Project, which works to link people to services.
33 years in recovery, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything close to this. In 2 hours, we've helped at least 6 people.
You can administer the Narcan?
That's just the Narcan.
The mayor's office says the harm reduction distribution will continue throughout the night.
I don't know the logistics of exactly what happened, but it doesn't make any difference. It happened. And we're here to try to do the best we can about it.
And what a scene that was. Tonight, Baltimore police are reminding folks that individuals can seek medical care without fear of arrest. I'm live tonight outside of BPD headquarters. Tori Yorgi, WBAL TV.
All right, well, let's have a quick discussion about this. Because there has been, from what I've heard, like I said, I have friends, family in that area. There's now been an uptick in people now looking for this New Jack City. And the funny part is, I didn't know the name of it until the news told me what it was. Like, I got it from the news. Nobody told me, nobody called me, but the news reported it. So that means they got the information that there's some new thing called New Jack City. I'm not sure what it is, though. But the point is, whatever it was intended to be, whether it was Ronnie or whatever, or Finney, we don't need to be taking it. Like, I don't know any other way to say this. I know it's hard because I've been on the other side of this, but there are some drugs that we just need to stay the hell away from. They don't mean no good to you or your family. There's certain ones, they're like planted in life just with the purpose of destruction. And Baltimore, for some reason, has been targeted by this thing. Maybe it's because there's a port right there, Port of Baltimore. A lot of stuff comes right in. But that city has been targeted. This event didn't happen anywhere else first. It happened right there in Baltimore. So what is that saying? Because Baltimore is representing pretty much any city at this point. Any city. How is all of this stuff getting here when we got all these extra people working the job? And then the thing is, I don't believe that they want everybody to not be doing those kind of drugs. There's a profit in the actual purchase and pursuit. There's a profit in pursuing drug cartels. There's a profit in pursuing, drug dealers and stuff like that. They get resources from the federal government to handle these kind of things. So there's like the cat and mouse game has a profit to it. So it's almost like we don't want to eliminate it all, because then what are we going to have to do to justify our jobs? So that's why it's got to continue. So it's almost like shooting yourself in the foot if they basically cut off all the pipelines. How could they? I don't know. But stuff is getting through somewhere. None of that stuff, I mean, maybe some new stuff is made here, because, they started chemicalizing things when they got to methamphetamine. Started making stuff in the house. It didn't have to be shipped from Cuba or nowhere or come across no Mexican border or nothing. It was already here. So, I don't know, man. I'm so worried about Baltimore because I've seen some positives there. I've seen enough positives there. But anytime that the most dangerous thing that could be unleashed on the street is unleashed there versus New York City or Cincinnati or any of those other places that may have a similar problem. You see what I'm saying? Even though in Maryland, marijuana's legal, you could just go get that from the dispensary, calm your ass down. It's legal. Get some gummies, make your joints feel good. Whatever's your thing. But I'm just saying, there is no scenario that I can think of where hardlining or taking hardcotics is going to have a beneficial outcome for anyone. So it's its own problem. It's like there's no good outcome for it. So how you get brought into it is how you get brought into it. But there's no good outcome for it if you don't stop doing it. And Baltimore's been an open air drug market since I was a teenager. I remember going to places in Baltimore where you could drive through, hand some money out a window, grab yourself something, and keep it moving. And it never changed. Honestly, it got a little bit worse because now everybody's downtown, and it's just, I don't know. We're going to pray for Baltimore. Hopefully they'll find the right thing to not have this particular drug on the street, but who's going to stop them? They 25, I think it was 27 total people in less than an hour in the same area overdosed. And then because we're so smart, now we're looking for like, damn, what was that? Let me get that. Whatever they had. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So, like I said, let's pray for Baltimore, but we're going to see what's going on with that. Anybody has any additional information on it, please let me know, because I'm out of the loop, but I've been watching that story because I'm just wondering, like, what do you do to stop that as a community activist? Like, what part of the community is that? You know, who's bringing that there? It's not coming through the churches or the PTA. Like, there's a whole underbelly working on that, and you need federal help to deal with that, and the federal help is not going to be but so helpful. All of it. The DEA agents, everybody. Imagine if they cut everything off. They would have nothing to do. So that cat and mouse game gets them that money. It's an interesting little conundrum. Let's see what we got next. And make sure y'all hit the like button. Thank you. I think it said it's a kitchen sink mixture. How do we trust? This is what I'm saying. How do we trust stuff that people make in their kitchen sink? Like as a drug. I'm just going to ingest something. I don't know what you were doing. That's crazy. Dewdrop, thank you for stopping into the chat as well. No, we were just covering that Baltimore mass overdose event that happened, and the fact that, like, that's just, I hate to say it, but that's kind of like Baltimore. So maybe this event might put some more eyes on it. Maybe, but they need help there, because that happening could have happened anywhere, but it happened in Baltimore. So that makes you say, well, what the hell is really going on in Baltimore? Anybody just smoking stuff, people making their kitchen? It's crazy. Ugh. Anyway, telling you, it's legal to smoke marijuana in Maryland for adults recreationally. So you could just go do that. I'm just saying, if you're in Maryland, in Baltimore, and they got dispensaries, you can get into them. You might need an ID, but if you don't even have an ID, then you definitely don't need to be mainlining no narcotics. That's ridiculous. Go get yourself an ID. That same money you just spent on it. Anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. Don't nobody, I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to pray for Baltimore. That's all I'm going to say. Pray for Baltimore, because there's some people that really don't care that need to. And speaking of people that don't care that really need to, since we're talking about where things are and are not legal, I recently got another story with another state law change for our WTF segment here. And you know, guys, our WTF segment, we know that's Florida. So WTF is, well, that's Florida. So recently, they placed restrictions on Floridians who have MedMar cards, you know, the cards that allow you to get medical. Because in Florida, if you don't know, unlike Maryland, recreational use is not legal, right? Ron DeSantis, who's the governor of Florida, who's probably going to get booted out by Byron Donalds, I'm just saying, and that'll be cool. I actually like Byron Donalds. He's a little uppity sometimes, but I think as an overall candidate, I'd rather have him down there than DeSantis. But nonetheless, DeSantis has decided that he's going to basically take away people's MedMar cards if they have other, like, small charges. Now, I'm going to be real. If you catch some charges, that's when you really need that card. But we're going to see what they got to say about it. Anyway, the sound I just made, I don't like Ron DeSantis ever since he wore them white boots in that hurricane. Ever since then, he didn't make sense to me. And I'll give anybody the respect of the office, but I'm just saying I'm not a big fan, you know? You earned an office, a bunch of people liked you enough to vote you in or whatever. Okay, I'll respect that, but that doesn't mean I gotta like you. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying.
A new state law could take away people's ability to buy medical marijuana if they break other laws. West 2's Greg Fox breaks down this new law and who it impacts.
Right now, there are nearly 1 million people in Florida with prescriptions to buy medical marijuana. But under a new law that went into effect this month, patients who violate the state's drug abuse prevention and control laws could lose their medical marijuana cards temporarily or permanently. Under the law, the state would suspend the registration of a qualified patient charged with a violation and revoke the medical marijuana use registration of qualified patients and caregivers who enter certain pleas or are found guilty of certain drug offenses.
Okay, I'm going to see if they expand on that. I need to know more specifics on what are they talking about. We talking about driving on a suspended license, or we talking about you catch a kingpin drug charge and they take away your MedMar card? I don't know. Let's see what they talk about.
DeSantis has decided that politically being against marijuana is a good thing. I think he's really wrong about it.
Local attorney John Morgan bankrolled the 2016 campaign to legalize medical marijuana. He was opposed then by the pharmaceutical industry, which is now seeing fewer patients turning to addictive medications and instead choosing cannabis. He points to massive Republican campaign contributions from Pfizer and big chain pharmacies like CVS and Walgreens for driving the anti-medical pot narrative in the legislature that created this new law.
The people who do not want medical marijuana are the people who make OxyContin, Percocet, Xanax, all the poisons. What happened with the pharmaceutical industry with the opioid crisis was criminal. It killed so many people. That's who does not want medical marijuana.
Obviously, that card is a privilege, and there can be responsibilities added to that.
A privilege, says Republican Party of Florida Chair Evan Power, despite the fact that voters approved it as a permanent fixture in the state constitution. He says the new law is one example among many that strip citizens of some of their rights when they violate other laws.
It's also a place where we don't want people abusing that medical marijuana process to achieve other goals other than that healthy remedy for certain illnesses that we've deemed important.
Dr. Joseph Rosado is a medical marijuana prescriber who vehemently opposes the new law. He compares it to someone being arrested for driving under the influence and often having their driving privileges quickly restored.
They're still eligible to get a driver's license once that suspension has been lifted. So why penalize or, criminalize somebody for that?
Whoa! See, that's what I was wondering. Is he just said that they could take away your card if you're suspended, if your license is suspended, right? But what if your license becomes okay again? They don't automatically reinstate. It's just too much. Like, leave that alone, Ron. Leave it alone. Maybe Ron needs to stop by and sample some of those products. That's all I'm going to say. He needs to lighten the hell up. You all for, alligators and immigrants, but you worried about somebody smoking marijuana. Like, stop. He did a lot on the campaign trail. I kept hearing him talk about it. I said, why do you even care? It's going to make Florida stink. Like, what? Shut up. Anyway. Hold on. It's like 15 seconds of this. Let's see if there's anything else.
For now, it's the law. People's medical marijuana cards can be taken away if they break other laws. Of course, that could be amended if a new effort led by True Leave to legalize recreational marijuana makes it on the ballot next year and passes. Covering Orange County, Greg Fox, Watch 2 News.
All right, so the last time, just to let you know, and thank you to Vane911 and Papa Smurf for the subscribes over there. Appreciate it. Make sure you hit the like button too, okay? And so this guy, John Morgan, he really did bankroll like the whole thing. He was on TV and everything, pushing for it, and they missed that vote by, I think it was 1%. So if they get it back on the ballot, they might be able to get it, get it to recreational. The only problem that they had, and a lot of people don't know this, is when they tried to go recreational. Let me tell you what Ron DeSantis's rebuttal was. His rebuttal was that they had not written in private ownership and private growing. It was all about dispensaries and companies. So he was kind of like, well, they didn't say that, people could grow their own in their home or have a certain amount in their home or whatever, right? So that was his whole debate. But I was like, well, why don't you just add it to it if that's your whole thing? So I know he was on some BS. He was definitely on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? He was on some bullshit. Because why are you going to say, well, they didn't say that you could grow your own. It's all about the businesses. You're the damn governor. Then just change it. And then if that's what it's for. And it missed it, had to get a 60% vote, got 59%. It was that close. So DeSantis, you let that thing hit the ballot again, and you get somebody on there. I don't know how Byron Donalds feels about it. I need to check on his stuff too. Because that to me is dumb. To be arresting people for having a plant in their possession. It's just stupid. Meanwhile, we got 27 people ODing in the middle of the street like nobody was around to see all of these people grabbing these testers or whatever was going on over there. They don't even pay attention to that, but they worried about somebody having a little ass bag or something that grows. Anyway, so shouts to this guy, John Morgan. He's from Morgan & Morgan. For those people in Florida, if you're looking for a good accident lawyer, I think he does accident law. He's on a lot of billboards and stuff down there. So shouts to him. But yeah, he's going to probably bankroll it again. And if there's anybody who is in Florida, make sure you jump behind that effort, because I'd like our police and other people in any state to not be worrying about that. Trafficking, May, that kind of stuff. I want y'all working on that. I don't want y'all worrying about who's got a dime bag of some green. Like, that just seems like a waste of resources. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, I'm through with these guys. Grow this shit outside with the right conditions, especially in Florida. Tell people they can't have nothing, and it's a bad law. I know that there are some loopholes to it. If those people that haven't done the research, there's some loopholes to the whole law that a lot of the dispensaries are using late. But you got to do, that's a whole nother episode. We'll get into that, because that's a whole get over as well. Like, who's really making that money? When they tell you that Maryland has a $17 billion of income from cannabis, where did that money go? Remember, there was a time when they put casinos in Maryland, and they said all of that was going to go to the schools. The schools didn't see none of that. The casinos are still there, though. Anyway, so let's see what is next on deck. And thank you very much, everybody who's tuning in. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, send in a super chat. You can also check out our product line at www.freeman, that's FREEMANSVCS.org/shop. And the link is also in the description. So now here's the question. This was a question that was brought to me earlier because I was talking about this Angel Reese thing. And I just want to say, I still don't know the answer to this. So I'm going to ask the chat. Let the chat know. Angel Reese just came out with a shoe. It's like the AR1, right? Is it like suspect for a dude to wear a women's basketball shoe? Like, if it's in a men's size, but it's the Angel Reese shoe or the Caitlin Clark shoe, is it suspect? I need to know for a friend. So in the chat, I need somebody to know, yes or no, is it suspect? I'll put a poll up if you need me to, but I don't want to spend a lot of time on this. So, anybody, I need to know if you think it is suspect for a man to wear a women's basketball shoe in a men's size, but it's definitely the Caitlin Clark or the Angel Reese shoe. Well, y'all quiet in the chat right now. Al said, yeah, it's a tough one, right? What if the shoe is hot? What if the shoe is hot, but it's a women's basketball shoe. Like, that's the Caitlin Clark. Is it suspect? Maybe if you wear the matching jersey. Maybe if you wear the matching jersey, it's definitely suspect. If you wear the matching jersey. You might be able to get away with the shoes. But I think if you put the matching jersey on and you're not like at the game, just out in public, I don't know. They'd be like, who's Reese? I don't know. It was a good question, though. Somebody was asking me about it because the recent Caitlin Clark shoes got released and people bought a bunch of them and then were trying to resell them or are reselling them for like 3 times the price, which is what people do. They buy up all the supply, which forces up the demand. And now everybody's got to pay $400. I got to pay Jordan prices for some Caitlin Clarks right now. So I'm just saying, if a gentleman of my stature, over 6 feet, was rocking the Caitlin Clarks or the Angel Reeses with the matching jersey, the WNBA jersey with the WNBA cut with the sleeves, yes, that one. I'm just saying, it's a little suspect. A little bit. And it's fine if that's what you want, but just understand people are going to think something. Now, IAMZ made a very interesting comment in chat about the fact that she's a woman and she wears Jordans. Yes, because Jordan makes shoes, but women were wearing men's jerseys and stuff way before, like, football jerseys, basketball jerseys. Women got jersey dresses and all this kind of stuff. So women have more options that way because it's not suspect. It's actually pretty cute. A woman in Jordans, she got good ankles, no cankles, but the nice ankle bones, cute. Okay? So yes, the ladies, y'all are fine. You want to wear men's basketball player shoes, and they make them in women's sizes, so, you're supposed to put them on. But I'm just saying, guys, if you want to get the Caitlin Clarks or the Angel Reeses, or there's another one that has a shoe contract too. There's a couple of them that have had them. Just don't get the matching jersey, okay? That's the rule. You can buy the shoes, but do not get the matching jersey. Unless that's what you want, and you want to portray possibly being identifying as something other than what you look like. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say with that. I ain't getting in trouble today. I am not getting in trouble today. All right, well, you know what? This is interesting. Oh, this is down here. Did I miss it? Oh, no, I didn't miss it. It's right here. Okay, I'm sorry. I just got to cover one more WTF story. Actually, it might be 2 of them. There's so many of them. The WTF stories are like never ending. It's never ending. Something going on in the water in Florida. I don't know. There's always some wild stuff going on in Florida.
Only tonight, a warning about flesh-eating bacteria. The Florida Department.
So apparently there's some bacteria that's flesh-eating people again. Last week it was the animals. Now it's coming for you. So if you're down in Florida, I don't know what sunscreen you got to put on to avoid flesh-eating bacteria, but apparently it has become a problem. Now, Sebastian, you don't know, man. They come for me after every episode these days. So I'm trying to keep the monetization, trying to keep this thing going. It's a very sensitive algorithm over here at YouTube, let me just say. And you know who's running something by how it responds when you say certain things about certain groups. Some groups don't care about it. That's how you know who it ain't being run by. So I'll leave it at that. To my human reviewer, when you check this out, can't touch this. Anyway, let me bring you all over to the flesh-eating bacteria because that's very important.
Tonight, a warning about flesh-eating bacteria. The Florida Department of Health says there's been nearly a dozen cases in Florida so far this year, but doctors warn the risk is rising along with the summer temperatures. Fox 13's Jordan Bowen shows us what we need to watch out for.
Out of all 50 states, Florida every year has the most cases of Vibrio vulnificus.
What Vibrio vulnificus? Oh, let's say that one time. One more time here. Hold on.
Every year has the most cases of Vibrio vulnificus, also known as flesh-eating bacteria.
It usually comes from brackish water. The way you usually get it is either scratching a leg or a foot in the water, or you can get it by entering the water with an open wound, okay, a break in the skin.
New numbers from the Florida Department of Health show that so far this year, there's been 11 confirmed cases of flesh-eating bacteria in Florida and 4 confirmed deaths. While this year's numbers only include the first 6 months of 2025, in the 12-month period of 2024, there were a total of 82 cases of flesh-eating bacteria and 19 deaths.
That's a lot to look out for. You go into Disney World, you got to watch out for flesh-eating bacteria. Notice they didn't say what water. You see what I'm saying? They didn't say what. Don't go over to lake whatever the hell. They didn't say that. They said water. And there's water everywhere in Florida. Like, everywhere. So what do you mean? Don't touch the water? How you going to do that? How are you going to do that? Is it in the rain? Where's it coming from? The drainage? What are we talking about here? You can't leave people in suspense like this, people. You can't. It's a dangerous thing to do. So nonetheless, let me let them finish. I'm just saying he was not specific. I'm going to bring it back just a little bit because maybe I missed it. He didn't say, he said brackish. What the hell does brackish mean? Sounds like it means dirty. That's what, I don't know. I'm going to look it up in a second, but he said brackish water. It comes from brackish water, okay? I thought he said blackish at first, and I was like, you racist son of a bitch. But anyway.
Numbers only include the first 6 months of 2025. In the 12-month period of 2024, there were a total of 82 cases of flesh-eating bacteria and 19 deaths. As USF Professor of Medicine Dr. John Sinnott explains, the hurricanes greatly contributed to the unusually high number of cases and deaths because there was a lot more brackish water and standing water, which sat for days in some areas.
Counties were underwater. So that's a perfect area. Then you've got rescue personnel, people with housing belongings, not thinking, trying to save a pet, trying to save a relative, so they're not paying attention to what's happening to their feet and legs.
As Dr. Sinnott explains, when someone gets flesh-eating bacteria, it starts as a reddish rash or streak, typically up their leg. Within 12 to 36 hours, it can become extremely painful if not treated by doctors.
If you cut yourself in the water, the CDC and everyone recommends a good cleaning with soap and water, and I like to add a triple antibiotic ointment and make sure you look at it again in 12 hours.
Reporting.
Yeah, that's crazy. So if you cut yourself in Florida and touch water, brackish water. This is a lot. I'm sorry, man. Like I said, they showed the ocean in the shots, and then they also showed a flooded area. So this might make more sense. Some standing water. So maybe that's what brackish means. Let's find out what brackish means, because I don't want to misspeak and say, watch out for all of the water in Florida, because the whole damn thing is a peninsula. It's water on 3 sides and in the middle. And if you go to the Everglades, there's nothing there but swamp. It's just water and trees and grass everywhere. The whole place is water. So stay away. Let's see what brackish means. Brackish water. Oh. All right, well, I was let down. I thought it was just going to say dirty, standing, something like that. Nope. What it says is brackish water is a mix of fresh and salt water having a salinity level between the two. Typically contains dissolved salts. Basically, it's water found in estuaries, coastal areas, and certain groundwater formations. That sounds like the whole state of Florida, because most of it is coastal areas. And then groundwater is running all over the place. And it floods almost every day during the summer down there. And there's hurricanes and stuff pushing dirt and stuff. All right, well, Florida, look out. That's crazy. Flesh-eating bacteria. I thought, that sounds like some movie stuff. Oh, no. What is up with Florida? So anyway, I'm done with Florida for right now. I mean, of all the things to have to be scared of right now, I don't want to be worrying about no flesh-eating bacteria. My credit bad. You know what I'm saying? I don't have time for that right now. So what's next on the list? Flesh-eating bacteria. Like I said, the last one, it was eating the animals. It was eating the cows. It was eating the dogs. It was eating the cats. Now, it's coming for you. All right. Wow. Oh, there's a lot on this plate today. Jeez. This one's an interesting one. All right. This is, wow. Okay. We're just jumping around here. Okay. So we go from flesh-eating bacteria to apparently a guy who is a paranormal investigator. He was investigating the Annabelle doll. You know the Annabelle movie? So he was investigating the Annabelle doll. And apparently something happened to him. We're going to go over the story. Make sure y'all hit the like button though, and subscribe if you haven't. That's all I'm asking for. A little something, something. All right? Let's see what this is about. Oh my God. All right. Here we go. So, a paranormal investigator, Dan Rivera, worked on paranormal research for over 10 years. Apparently, he went to a hotel to showcase the supposedly possessed Annabelle doll. Oh, y'all gonna try to hit me with an ad? Pew! Gotta go. So, I want y'all to see here, he was the lead investigator for the New England Society for Psychic Research. Like, how do you get funding for that? But nonetheless. And he passed away on the 13th during his visit to Gettysburg, which is known to be kind of haunted, as part of the Devils on the Run tour. Emergency crews responded. He was unresponsive, and they don't know what the hell happened. Let me just say that. He came there with what was supposed to be a possessed doll. Where's the doll right now? That's the question I have. Because the first thing that they want to say is, well, he was here showcasing this doll. So apparently they still got tickets for this tour. I guarantee, because we so twisted thinking, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, I really got to see this now. Same as the New Jack City thing. Let me see here. So we are heartbroken, still processing the loss. Okay, all right. I don't know. I don't know what else to say with this, because I'm kind of like, if you messing with the paranormal, and I mean, it's shit happens. You gotta watch out. You gotta be a little quicker than that. That's all I'm saying. So let me see here. Images. I'm trying to see if there was anything weird that they said, like a spirit rose, and then all of a sudden some crows started flying, and then an Annabelle doll fell and her face was to the side. Nothing like that. They said that the reason for his passing has not been disclosed. So, I don't know. Because normally if there was a cardiac arrest or something like that, they probably would say that. But apparently this kid was always a ghost chaser, this guy. So his whole life he was into like the paranormal. He said he witnessed some paranormal events happening in his home when he was a kid, and that's one part of it. And he also was an expert on the rites and rituals of Santiera. Okay, let's stop right there for a moment. Sir, you don't become an expert of rites and rituals if you don't attempt a few of them, because you don't know if they even work. So you gotta like mess with it to be an expert at it. I don't know anybody that's an expert of anything that they haven't actually attempted and failed and continued to attempt. So that means he was up to some rituals. Maybe not right here, but I'm just saying. This is a FAFO reason. Chief, what's up? Thank you for stopping in the chat as well. All right, so according to this society, it's a Raggedy Ann doll, and it's apparently demonically possessed. This is the doll, the original Annabelle doll that y'all are seeing on the screen here. So apparently, he brought this thing there, and he left, but not with it. He left and went to the afterlife. And maybe his soul is trapped in the doll. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I'm just saying, it's weird, and y'all need to not play with that shit. So here's the history of this Annabelle doll, okay? According to the society, the doll's origin goes back to 1968 when a student nurse was gifted the doll and brought it to the home. Almost immediately, roommates noticed strange occurrences in the doll, and they were introduced to a medium who told them the doll was inhabited by the spirit of a young girl named Annabelle. So y'all, that's where the movie came from. The two roommates tried to accept the doll's spirit and please it, only to have it reciprocate maliciousness and violent intent. So they tried to do right by it and make it happy, and it turned on them and tried to kill him, is what they're saying. So why would you want to ride around with that? Like, if you're a person and you're like, hey, you know, I'm going to go do this tour and showcase this thing. If this is the story that came behind it, why would you want to ride around it? I'm not going to say it, Sebastian. You already know. Some people don't play with stuff like that. But like I said, it says right here that he was into rites and rituals of Santiera. And I'm gonna guess Santiera probably means Satan. I don't know. I'm telling you, I Google search it right now. I'll Google search it right now. All right, well, it's some crazy stuff. It's some voodoo. It says Lucimi. First of all, it sounds a lot like Lucifer. Lukumi is an Afro-Cuban religion that sends Yoruba beliefs with elements of Catholicism and indigenous practices. It originated in Cuba during the late 19th century, developing as a means for enslaved people to secretly practice religion while under the rule of Spanish colonizers who enforced Catholicism. I don't know. It sounds like they got a bunch of mixed stuff all in there. It says Yoruba beliefs with elements of Catholicism, Afro-Cuban religion, and indigenous practices. Sounds like a melting pot of ideas that probably encompass rituals and stuff to bring spirits in. That's all I'm saying. And I know this guy thought he had a rap on the Annabelle doll, but it turns out the Annabelle doll had the rap on him. So I'm going to tell y'all right now, if you watch it, Purge the BS, this is bullshit. Do not go playing with haunted dolls, okay? I got 10 other things I can recommend that you do, and I won't list them now. But if you ever get the inkling or the urge to go messing with possessed dolls, call me first, jump on the live, let me know that you're having the urge, and I'll talk you down. I'm telling you right now, there's some things you don't want to mess with in this world. There's a lot of things you don't want to mess with in this world. And for whatever reason, people just keep screwing with shit. Leave stuff alone, man. I'm not going to say he got what he deserved, but I'm going to say he got what he got. And if it was deserving, that's not for me to decide, okay? That's just what happened. I just cover the news. That's it. Through with this guy. Yeah, that was the religion of the chick from the last Bad Boys movie. You know what I'm saying? You did what? You the witch without a condom? That's what that is. I don't know what they doing over there, but that, yeah. Anyway, thank you very much, everybody, for stopping on in here. All the new subscribers, appreciate y'all too. Make sure you check out the shorts and stuff that come after the fact. Make sure you stay around. We'll be back on Saturday after this one. So I think we only got about 2 left here. Hold on, we got that, we got that, we got that. Hold on. All right, y'all might have missed this story here, but this one's funny. This is hilarious. Because Sesame Street characters are supposed to be happy and nice, except for maybe Oscar the Grouch. He was like the only one that was mean, or supposed to be mean. Everybody loved Oscar, though. He didn't love himself. That was the problem with Oscar the Grouch. That's why he was living in the trash can. Or maybe he did love himself. Maybe he loved himself so much that he just didn't want to be around nobody else but himself. I don't know. But let me tell you what happened. On Sunday, this past Sunday, Elmo's X account got hacked. And whomever, they haven't identified any suspects, so I'm suspecting that maybe Elmo was crashing out, or the person that does this was crashing out and decided to say, oh no, it was hacked, because that's what people can do. You can start putting some crazy shit up, and then when people say, what was that? They could be like, oh no, the account was hacked. Oh, sorry about that. So let me take you into this story about Elmo's hacked X account. All right, guys. On Sunday, Elmo's X account was briefly hacked by an outside party. And this is from the Sesame Street people. They're saying, we strongly condemn the abhorrent, anti-Semitic, and racist content. And the account has since been secured. I guess they just changed the password. But let's see if anybody brings it up. Okay, so apparently, let's see if I can find the original post. They might not be up. Oh, here we go. All right, so basically, Elmo went on an anti-Jewish rant, said that he was basically, he was an anti-Semite. Elmo went wild on the internet, and I'm not going to say he scared some people, but everybody's saying, don't lie, Elmo, it was really you. But the funny thing is, well, not funny, is Elmo's not real. And in my opinion, Elmo shouldn't even have a damn Twitter account. Like, Twitter's not, who's a grown-up online looking for what Elmo's working on? That's weird in itself. And that many people saw it. I didn't see it. I saw it because it went viral, but I wasn't checking up on Elmo's page to see how he felt about the recent, legislation or what. Nobody was checking on Elmo's page. So this might have been a publicity stunt to bring Elmo popularity. Maybe to bring Elmo some publicity. I don't know. But yeah, Elmo literally was, I know they done took all this shit down because it was pretty bad. I saw it earlier, but yeah, they took it all down. He basically was, he was going crazy. I want to bring it up, but it'll probably go wrong here. Here we go. Just when I thought it was safe. So Elmo decided that all Oozjay should I-Day, called Donald Trump Netanyahu's puppet. And he mentioned that a certain group controls the world and needs to be exterminated. I'm starting to feel like Kanye hacked Elmo's account. That's what I'm thinking. That's exactly what I'm thinking. I think Kanye worked with some people who have some IT experience, and Kanye decided to hack Elmo's account. Elmo also said, all right, he also said release the files and called Donald Trump a child effer. I got to ask the question, do you think that this was just a person wilding and then they want to blame it on a hack? Because you could do that. I'm just saying. And then he also put, to unalive all Jews. So I, here at the Purge of the BS, do not agree with the statements regarding the unaliving of certain people. That's crazy. But that's what Elmo said, And if you're one of those people that's following what Elmo said, you might be incited to go do something about it because Elmo told you to do it. So I'm going to play the clip from Valuetainment real quick. This is actually pretty funny. And then we're going to move on to the next story.
Elmo, it's no secret why you're here, okay? Last night on X, you went on a rant targeting Jews, President Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein. Elmo was hacked. So you say so, okay? But Cookie Monster was in here earlier, and he said he was with you when you were posting that stuff on X. Oh, and by the way, the IP address, it's yours.
That means nothing. You can't trust that junkie.
Listen, I have to ask, and with all due respect, look at me. Were you drinking last night?
Elmo had a glass of Chardonnay.
A glass?
Okay, fine. It was a bottle. But that's a normal Sunday night for Elmo.
And let me guess, you were watching Nick Fuentes and Dan Bilzerian content, right?
Yeah,
But nothing, all right? You tweeted, Donald Trump is Netanyahu's puppet because he's in the Epstein files and Jews control the world.
Look, Elmo knows puppets. And BB has his hand so far up Trump's ass
Whoa, Elmo!
No, you're singling Elmo out! Snuffleupagus has been doing cocaine for 20 years! And Big Bird says the N-word on a consistent basis, and you do nothing!
Calm down, Elmo! All right, stop!
Look, if noticing patterns and connecting the dots makes me anti-Semitic, then guilty as charged!
Elmo!
Yo, I swear to God, the internet is undefeated. The internet is literally undefeated. I wish I would have came up with this. But I'm not bold enough. They would come for me. But this is actually pretty funny. I'll let it continue.
Oh, stop, all right? Enough already. And I hate that I have to do this, but this morning, I got a package, okay? And in the package was a video with a note attached. And the video is of someone that looks exactly like you messing around with some underage puppets. Oh, and guess what? The note said, tell Elmo to back off immediately. We also want him to go on an apology tour in Jerusalem, maybe even kiss the wall.
I'll be damned to hell if I'm going to Jerusalem!
All right, look at that. Look at that. Who's that?
Elmo's 3.5.
Who's that?
That's not me.
Elmo.
That could be anybody.
Elmo.
That could be anyone.
Elmo. That's you.
Oy vey.
Yeah.
Well, I guess you'll be seeing Elmo when he gets back from Jerusalem. Mazel tov! I love Jews. Jews love me. Please don't leak that vid of me.
Yo, shouts to Valuetainment for that one. That was awesome. But, you know, at this point, I think it should be satire. I mean, it's Elmo. So what are you going to arrest? Who are you going to arrest? The guy? Like the Elmo guy? I don't know. It's a tweet. So it wasn't a video. We don't know what happened. But it was in the news, and I was wondering, why is Elmo trending? And that's what happened. So Elmo apparently got hacked, went on an anti-Semitic rant, and I firmly believe that Kanye West had something to do with it. Or at least liked and reposted. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm going to say about that. So nonetheless, let me get back to the thing. Sorry, that was funny to me. Sorry. Hit the damn like button. Freaking Elmo on an anti-Semitic rant. I didn't think I would ever see the day. So that's crazy. Like if the voice actor for Elmo went to jail over posting as Elmo, that would be crazy. But that's the world we live in. I mean, you know, if they could find them, they might be like, you know, you got people wilding out and we can't do that. So what is this? Oh, this looks nasty. We're going to go nasty for, okay. All right. Well, this one, I don't trust it. Because I see the caption says, Diabolical Debbie gets out of surgery. First of all, I don't like Diabolical Debbies. They are very dangerous. Them and that other group I'll be talking about, yeah, they're a dangerous bunch. Dangerous bunch. But let's see what this is about. Diabolical Debbie gets out of surgery. Oh, okay. This one is not for the faint of heart. Apparently, this lady decided to challenge herself to receive 50 pickles in the back door and ended up splitting something. That's what it is. Don't blame me. I'm just covering the news here. The point of this is going to be, don't do whatever this lady did, if you're even remotely thinking about it. Jesus. There's something wrong with folks. There's something wrong with them. Ridiculous. I don't know what she's going to say. I'm worried about what she's going to say. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried that she's going to say something absolutely ridiculous when I hit this play button. I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm going to let it ride. I'm going to let it ride. I'm just saying. Let's see what happens.
So I am about 36-ish hours post surgery, and we'll just say that my bum hole, I can't bend down because when I get up, it feels like everything's gonna tear down there. And I've been taking a laxative like the nurse instructed me to, and I still have not gone because I'm so afraid to push. So I'm gonna take a little more of the laxative before I go to bed. So hopefully when I wake up, I did drink a coffee to help, but
she gotta be trolling.
I passed out because I literally thought I was going to freaking die.
She's gotta be trolling. She's gotta be trolling. She's gotta be trolling. First of all, I mean, I'm just going to say that we have enabled this by enabling people like Lily Phillips and Bonnie Blue and so on and so forth. So this girl's going for a different record. She's going for a backdoor record. And she decided to start with 50. Now, at which point did you get snapped open and you didn't stop? You know what I'm saying? When did it start to get crazy and you were like, you know what? Let's just keep going. I'll go to the hospital. I'm trying to set this record. And this is the thing, man. Look, whatever your thing is that you do in this sexual thing, that's on you. But I would never consider it safe to take 50 pickles in any hole at any point in time. Okay? I'm going to keep it real simple. This is never a good idea. Not on a Friday, not on a holiday, not on your birthday. It's never a good idea to take 50 pickles in any hole. Okay? So if we can at least get to that point, then we don't have to worry about people getting butt surgery to close themselves up. Because then they wouldn't know. Hey, never a good idea. She definitely found out. But at this point, I'm like, first of all, what guys? It was probably doo-doo everywhere. Oh, my God. Ugh. What? Y'all nasty. Y'all are nasty. Everybody that was part of that are just disgusting. The camera people, the folks in the next room, everybody's nasty for doing that. There was doo-doo chunks all over the place. If there's 50 people digging out that hole, oh, that is diabolical. And it's disrespectful to the back door. That's disrespectful to the back door. That's like saying to your back door, I don't care about you. I'm just going to let 50 pickles jump in here. And the back door's like, no, I'm an exit only. What are you putting in here? And then what happens? Hey, I'm done. And it splits you from the rooter to the tutor. You split the taint. So she gave birth to through the butt, basically. Because they had to cut the little, that snapped. And that's disgusting. What is wrong with y'all? Whoever y'all are, anybody that has these kind of stupid ass ideas, what is wrong with you? Are you drinking that brackish water we were talking about earlier with the flesh-eating bacteria in it? This is dumb. I think we've had our fill. We had the Lily Phillips, we had the Bonnie Blue, now we got 50 pickles in the back door. Can we be done with this whole who can take the most pickles challenge? Like, I'm good on this now. I think y'all are taking the shit too far, ladies. Anybody that's thinking about it, don't try to set no more records. It's getting disgusting. And I know there was doo-doo all over that room. I know it was. You're not going to tell me what no doo-doo. With 50 pickles going in the back door. There's doo-doo everywhere at the end of it. There's doo-doo in there, man. Ugh. done with her. Sebastian Pelega, I currently dislike you for putting the damn visual in my head. I don't appreciate what you just did. Okay? 50 dirty dangles just hanging with dookie chunks everywhere. Oh my God! Ugh! Woo! Anyway, all right, move on to the next one. I couldn't stay on that story long because that's just nasty. And she's going to want to be, later she'll be like, I don't know why men don't want me. Yeah, because you did the 50 pickle challenge. And you're going to always be known as the 50 pickle lady. Whew. All right. Exhale on that one. All right, cool. All right. I think the next one is a little tamer. Okay, I think the next one's a little tamer. Apparently some lady went to a pool and apparently got harassed for being on her phone in black. That's what I'm getting here. Like I said, I don't cover it until I get with y'all. That way everything is natural. Okay? This is not scripted. This is real-time interaction. That's what they said they wanted on the damn internet. That's what the hell I'm giving you. So I'm going to need you to give me a like. Hit the like button and check out the Freeman Services shop. There is a link in the description. And I believe they finally reconnected the store to the channel. So you might be able to get to it that way too. But anyway, let's see what we got here. Okay, so some lady named Mel gets into it with racist in pool. Okay, let's see what that's about. What we got Mel. All right, let's see what Mel's having as a problem. Okay. Y'all see Mel, y'all see her.
What the fuck are you doing out here? What the fuck am I doing out here? What the fuck are you doing? I'm enjoying myself in the pool. Yeah, but it's fucking as a human. As a human. Fucking crazy. I'm human. I'm a human being.
I'm going to pause right there. I guarantee if her man was there with her, that shit would have never gone down. I'm just saying. I'm not saying everybody need a man, but what I'm saying is if there was a man in this situation, that dude might have got 3 words out before he was going to have to deal with the gentleman. He was going to have to deal with Shaq talking about, I'm going to punch you in the face. I'll punch you in the damn face. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to back it up. Back it up. Now, at this point, I'm not sure if this is a racist thing or if the guy's just being a dick nugget. Until he says, you black bitch or something like that, it's just a guy being an asshole. It doesn't become like the hate crime thing until you throw in the hate crime evidence. So let's see if he actually does that.
What are you doing out here? What the fuck am I doing out here? What the fuck are you doing? I'm enjoying myself in the pool. Yeah, but it's fucking as a human. As a human. Fucking crazy. I'm human. I'm a human being. I'm not just black, but I'm human.
Oh, she brought it up.
I'm not just black, but I'm human. I've been in the pool the entire time just recording myself. What's disrespectful? It's a public fucking pool. What's disrespectful about me streaming myself in the pool? You stream yourself as much as you want. You came out here. It doesn't matter. Your children. It's just kind of fucking weird. What did I do though to your kids? I was here first. Was I not? Was I not here first?
That's true.
Exactly.
All that over there?
You're drinking
alcohol out here? Like, what the fuck? Bottle, like glass bottle.
Glass bottle. Okay, and it's not over here anymore.
But it was the whole time, and you're like doing all this.
Doing all of what? Shaking my butt?
Oh, see?
I was on my stomach in the pool. I have a bikini on. I was over here first. Point blank period.
All right, I'm going to need them to move the caption in the middle at this point. I need to get a full-scale view of what's happening here. I need full context. Original poster.
But you don't have, like you're not, don't have this,
no, I'm not saying I do. But it's very rude to just come over here and just have your kids just wallowing over here and just splashing. I don't care. Understand. At the end of the day, I never said anything like this flashing on my phone. My computer. I was chilling.
Uh-oh. All right, hold on a second. So there's a couple of things here. I got to unpack a few things here. Okay. One, my lighter's not working, so that's problematic. But yeah, here's the thing, guys. It is a public pool, and you are entitled to do your streaming thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, I don't see why they have such a problem with it now. It sounds like the issue was that she was drinking and all that, but it sounds like she was also done with that at this point in this video thing. So, and it also seems like they didn't say anything about it before now. Now, if they would have said all of that, and even then, I don't know what the situation is. Is this a hotel pool? Is it a community pool? Whatever. It's public, so nobody owns it. Now, if you come into a pool area and this girl's shaking her booty and all that kind of stuff, like it sounds like she was doing when they first got there, you have a choice to make. Okay? You can continue to walk into the pool, and it seems like she must have stopped twerking at that point and put things up. So it sounds like to some degree initially she was trying to be, I don't know if I want to call it respectful, but she was being considerate, right? Now, I'm upset about the fact that this is going on this long and there's still like 2 minutes left in this thing. I want to see where it goes, but I'm just saying, if you walk into a pool and there's some girl in the corner twerking with her cell phone, you got a choice to make. You don't get to come in there and just be mad because she doing that. Now, if you want to say something to her, hey, my kids are here because you stopped jiggling your booty cheeks, and all right, but you don't have to like be angry about it. She's not doing it to be disrespectful to you if you walk in and that's what's happening. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, I'll let them continue. I'm trying to figure this out.
You're recording me? Thank you. I was here first. Could you record that? Could you make sure you let them know that? Let them know that I was here first. I came in here by myself and you talking about this.
All right, she is spilling out of this. First of all, look. Let's just be honest. There's certain sizes that even though they make the size for it, that doesn't mean, I mean, look, I'm a straight man, so I'm gonna leave it at that, but I'm just saying for the ladies, if you don't want nobody looking, you can't, yeah, because that's how I feel. I feel like she's just on a platter at this point. But nonetheless, continue, Mel. This is a long conversation. First of all, what do you mean she changed the angle to put the kids in the shot? Why do you think your kids is that important that she wants your kids on her live stream? They're not even her kids. Like, normally you might show your own kids. I don't know. Like I said, I feel like there's a dick nuggetness happening on the side. She brought up race, though. I will say that. They didn't say, you can't be black in the corner of the pool like that. So, I don't know. I don't know. But it just seems like it's a lot. And I'm going to tell you right now, I started within 5 seconds. If there was a dude there with her, none of this shit would have happened. That's what I'm talking about. There's supposed to be protection and provision over Mel and her big cans that she has here in the pool. And I don't know what she was doing when she was there by herself, because people do stuff when they're at the pool by themselves. They film themselves doing stuff. But it seems like once the kids got there, she stopped the twerking thing and put the alcohol up or whatever. So let's just chill. And then you tell your kids, hey, don't float over there because you're going to end up in her live stream shot. I don't know. But she did play the race card early. What is it, because I'm black? No, it's because you got some tig old bitties and a lot of booty jiggling around here. My son can't seem to stop floating the hell over there because of that. That's what it really was. The wife was jealous because the husband was mad because his wife ain't had those kind of assets. So it was a lot of frustration going on. I'm sure the little boy was like, what is that? You talking about pancakes? I like waffles. No, I'm just playing. Belgian waffles. All right, I'll let her finish. Hold on.
How many times have you told your children to go to the other side of the pool and they didn't listen to you? How many times did you ask your children to go over there and they stayed here? How many times exactly? Fuck is you talking about?
Yep, I got my motherfucking shorts on. What you talking
Go
about?
over there and they stayed over here. They came over here to be in my camera. Your son came over here and asked me if I was streaming. And he told me he hopes that I get 1 million views. Fuck is you talking about?
I'm telling you, there's some jealousy involved in this. Because, you know, with all due respect, Mel is stacked, okay? Mel is stacked. She was over there doing probably some somewhat risque content. She got a bikini on. She's at the pool. She was twerking. And, you know, the fatigue is real. And when I'm sure that white dude was looking at that and looking back at his little, you know, his little pancake Nancy he had, pancake Peggy, and he wasn't pleased. And then Pancake Peggy was probably really upset. Why does she have to keep doing that? Why is she? At the point in this video, she was just chilling. But you can't chill with all of that. Like, that's a lot to chill with. I get where there's a problem, but that's their problem. It's not Mel's problem. God gave her certain things. Because at minimum, the top level is natural. God gave her some things. And it's okay for her to have those things. It's tough when you have that. You can't hide it. That's a lot.
And he told me he hopes that I get 1 million views. Fuck is you talking about? Fuck out my face. Yes, and I said thank you. I said thank you, hon.
Oh, there was another person there?
I said, please do not knock this over. That is exactly what I said, and I said it very nicely and very calm.
What'd you say?
Because you feel some type of way about your kids being in my camera when they put themselves here. Whether you're recording me or not, ma'am. Hi, how are you? I recorded the whole thing. Thank you. You've been recording me the entire time ever since I've been over here. But it's okay though. I'm not worried about that. It's okay. It's okay. I pay rent here just as well as the rest of you.
Okay, here we go. So it's an apartment complex. She pays rent. This is the pool at this apartment complex. And it seems like, at least from the voices I'm hearing in the background, that she would be considered a minority in this neighborhood. And so she's probably got the black coat on all the time. Every time she see people, she feels like the first thing that they're going to see is her blackness. And I will say, Mel, if I were to see you, the first thing that I would see would not be your blackness, as this shot will show. Jeez, that's just ridiculous. That's a lot. And she needs to fix it. Somebody's in the chat saying, yo, fix your bikini, girl, fix it. Oh, that's a nipple.
I'm not angry at you. It's just I'm actually aggravated.
Okay, we're aggravated, angry. All right, we're splitting hairs here, but what else you got, Mel?
I apologize. This is not on you. It's not on me. I was just sitting here. I apologize for yelling, for getting too rowdy. But at the same time, he came over here.
Okay, I'm gonna get hit for that one. That's a nip. That was a areole. Anyway. I don't know whose side I'm on this one, but I will state initially the same thing I said in the beginning, which is if she was there with her man, none of that would have happened. She was singled out because she was a woman by herself with a whole bunch of womanness out. So she's drawing attention from the men, the women, the old people, the young people. The boy in the back he floated right up on that booty. He floated right in the first shot. That's why the dad got mad, because he probably couldn't keep his son from coming over there. Son ain't never seen nothing like that. You got to allow him to experience it, because they need to understand that it exists in this world. And honestly, I don't know this woman, Mel. She seems like she's probably doing all right. You know, she wasn't totally ratchet about the situation. She was upset visibly. But I also think you got to understand, people come there with the family and all right. But I think, like I said, they needed to deal with it differently. And if there was a dude there, it would have been dealt with differently. That's all I'm saying. And the other lady, you know, she probably got all of it. Hey, she wanted to get 1 million views. She probably got it. As a matter of fact, you know what? Here we go. I'm looking at the post now. 5.5 million views. So you got your wish, Mel. But I'm going to tell you right now, you didn't have to argue with nobody to get 5 million views, Mel. I'm just saying, you didn't have to argue with nobody to get 5 million views. That's all I'm saying. So I'm done with Mel. But good luck out there, Mel. You got a great future ahead of you. Jay Coleman came into the live at the right time, didn't he? He came like, what the hell is going on here? But yeah, all right. But they were trying to make it a racist thing. I don't think it was racist. It was the big cans and all of that Mel that was there. It was a lot of Mel, and that's a lot for some people. It's hard to take in if you don't understand that, you know, there's a difference between the jelly and the jam. You know what I'm saying? That looked real to me. I don't know about y'all. That looked 100% to me. So, anyway, we're gonna close it out with a crash out moment, and it's kind of weird because it starts out. There's this. All right, let me just let y'all in on the story. There's this podcast that I watch from time to time called Liberty Hangout. It's got this little kind of cute white girl on it with curly hair, you know, very soft voice, but she's very antagonistic with the soft voice. It's diabolical, honestly, because it's like a mind twist. It's like she's being nice, but she's being a dick nugget at the same exact moment. Passive aggressive would probably be a good way to say it. So apparently she gets into it with this girl and a guy at the beach. And the girl who she gets it into with, or gets into it with, basically is the reason why the video's going viral. And her response to the question about birthrights. You know, I try not to say the A word because that's a sensitive word for YouTube as well. But let's see what happens. I want y'all to take it all in, make a decision as to who's right, who's wrong, where's the bullshit, and we purge it, okay? Check this out. Now, at first glance, I'm not sure who the woman is, because this gentleman and his shirt and his look, I'm just going to say he looks a little feminine for a gentleman, okay? I'll say it that way. Can't flag me for that shit. Oh, let me get the topic correct here. We'll just use this one. How about that? That's simple enough. Give me a second here, guys. I'm sorry. Gotta change the damn thing here.
What type of fetus? What type of fetus was I pregnant with?
Don't say nothing.
What is it? What type of fetus was I pregnant with?
That's a lot. This is your Tuesday? Is it my
All I'm saying is,
I want to know what he's saying. You keep answering for him. Don't do that.
He don't want to talk.
Why can't you back up and answer the question?
Because I didn't know this was going to be all deep.
I mean, so if I wasn't pregnant with a person, I just had a fetus inside of my uterus. What type of fetus was I pregnant with?
The same fetus anybody else would have.
Yeah, which is?
A fetus.
A human fetus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, a human fetus.
I mean, it wouldn't be a dog fetus.
That's exactly my point. That women get pregnant with people, with other humans. They can't get pregnant with anything else.
Before you can even call them people, though.
When is a person a person?
All right, I'm gonna pause it for a second. I know this is a sensitive topic for many. If you decide that you have a certain opinion, let's keep it respectful, okay?
Born when their born day, but not even.
Yeah.
That's not
when
even
they have a birthday.
That's not even a point, though.
So what are they before that?
Well, I guess some people say a baby in their stomach, and I would agree with that. Sure, that's a baby. But like, if you're trying to, you know, it's
How would you talk on both sides of your mouth? It's a baby, but it's not a baby. We're just looking for some consistency for you to like think about this. Let him talk, but you won't let me talk.
But it comes from
Because you keep interrupting people and I'm not talking to you, and you're trying to control everybody's conversation, so we're not talking to you anymore. We're talking to him.
Now you're not talking to him at all. Actually, come on, let's go.
She controls you like that?
Listen, okay? Because I think we're gonna leave.
I would advise you to do that because you sound very goofy, and now all these people are going to see how goofy you guys look. Thank you very much. Thank you.
What about me? Is that directed at me too? Do you want to be fucked too? Because fuck you too. How about you? Fuck you too.
No,
What you
I'm
talking
good.
about with your dumb ass? Girl don't even like you, or you're fine. What are we talking about? And bitch, don't. How are you doing? Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you.
Okay, have a good Tuesday.
And if I catch you, I'll be
right.
If you catch me, what? If you catch me, what? Was that a threat?
It was.
Okay. You know what they call me? You guys know what my nickname is, by the way? So if anybody thinks that they're...
Fuck her.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
Why not just do it right now?
Yeah, why not just do something now?
Oh, you want me to beat your ass so I can go to jail?
Good to see you.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you just do something right now then?
Hi. Yeah. We don't provoke.
I feel like, wait.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm going to pause it for a second because, one, the gentleman is not being much of a gentleman. He's more in the effeminate, and the girl seems to be the more masculine of the two. She does control him. She's like, yo, let's go. He's like, all right, let's go. But truth be told, they didn't have to stop and have the conversation with this girl in the first place. They saw that guy with that MAGA hat on, and, you know, they wanted to say something. That's apparently what happened in the first part of the video. And they're just outside doing what they do. This is content creation for those that do outside IRL stuff. They just go out, talk to people. They have some type of an abrasive opinion that if a person disagrees with, they normally vehemently disagree with. The question is, when it gets to a certain point, why does it have to resort to F yous and I'm going to beat your ass? Maybe we just don't agree on this point. You know, ass whoopings deserved, I believe in. But I don't believe that just a disagreement on a point, not even, she didn't say nothing disrespectful like you black monkey bitch or nothing like that. You see what I'm saying? It was like we just disagree about this point. Why is that fighting words? And it's a very sensitive subject. Some people believe there's a baby at conception. Some people don't believe it's a baby until there's a consciousness. There's a lot of gray area in that. So I allow people to feel how they feel. I know how I feel, and the way I feel, that's how me and my family deal with stuff. And however other people deal with their stuff, that's on them. Okay? But it's never going to be no fight. What fighting? Are you crazy? So they're overly emotional. I'm just going to start with that. You're out. Looks like it's a nice day. Why are you overly emotional with this woman who obviously is trying to entice you into making good content and going viral, which it seems like she was successful in? See, how many views does this have? It's got almost 500,000 views here, and it's a couple days. So she's getting money off of this. So thank you, young black lady, for helping Liberty Hangout get their viewership.
No, because I just want to say something. Because they called us to talk.
I mean, I pay my security guard to do something, so, I mean, might as well get the use out of it, right?
Right, exactly. What you recording me for?
Multiple cameras.
Girl, you.
You are very ladylike. I think you're a good representation of your generation of women. Yeah.
And what do you think you're doing? Supporting Trump?
Yeah, I don't support killing children in the womb because they might be an inconvenience on my life.
If you don't want to kill your child, that's fine. But I feel like if somebody else went through that shit,
yeah, they should go to jail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the felon, but you voted for a felon. What about him? You don't think?
Wait a second. She sounds stupid now. He was like, yeah, if they would kill their kids, whatever. Like, let's be real, because you're talking about an internal fetus versus like a born child. That's where the discrepancy has been, right? So now she done got this girl to basically say, hey, if a person don't want their kid at any point, they can just take them out. And now she sounds stupid. And then she starts talking about Trump, which is its own thing, but that doesn't necessarily have to do with this debate about what they're talking about. I don't know.
Think he should go to jail?
You say felon.
Because your hat. Take the hat off.
You pointed at me, not the hat, though.
What about him?
Why should? What about Trump?
Yeah, the felon that you voted for.
Yeah, you know what? Actually, I could come to a compromise. Put Trump in jail if we make abortion illegal. We could come to a compromise.
Okay, cool.
Okay, yeah.
But
yeah. Abortion, all abortion. No, not all of them are illegal. That they all should be.
You don't feel like if somebody feel like a child is a burden on them, they shouldn't. Not even a burden. Like you don't feel like if somebody is not mentally or physically in the shape. You overstimulating me. Can you back up?
This generation is
I know, right?
overstimulating from a hat that you don't like the words on.
No, I'm talking about the motherfucking camera. You don't see the camera?
You know you're on camera. You've been on camera for 10 minutes. Why are you tripping now? Why are you even on camera? If you want to go about your business, this woman ain't going to stop you. She the one that came back. The brother was trying to say, yo, let's go. And she's like, nah, I want to say something. Now she's talking about you're overstimulating me. You're overstimulating yourself, ma'am. All of this extra wasn't necessary. So you're overstimulating yourself. That's
same thing in your hands.
You've been recording us with your cell phone this whole time. Anyway, I think that once you mature a little bit and you might come into adulthood and womanhood, and I think one day when you're a mother, you're going to look back, you're going to remember this conversation. If you don't remember it, you can find it on our channel, Liberty Hangout on YouTube. You can hit that subscribe button. And then I think you'll regret this conversation saying that it would be okay to terminate a child's life if they're a burden.
A child life. Yeah. But if you feel as if that you're before 6 weeks pregnant, right, and you know that that child will not be where it needs to be, like, you know, you don't feel like your child will be, if you don't feel like your child will grow up with his needs, you don't feel like you are where you need to be at in life, why do you want to bring a child in that? Why would you want to bring a child in a domestic home? Say your husband be abusing you, beating on you, why would you want a child to grow up in that? Say you're not even financially stable, why would you want a child to grow up missing meals, trying to figure out when you're going to let them eat? Yeah.
So I think your answer to that should be women should step up. They should step up. Instead of killing their child or ending their life so that they don't have to put a child through that, they should sacrifice and make hard decisions and do what they need to do.
I know, right? But I don't like her at all. So I got something to say. Wait, no, I don't want to talk.
He looks like someone I definitely care the opinions of. I think that women, when they get pregnant and they're in hard situations, they should have a better situation for their child.
Why are you coming out here asking these people?
Yeah, so I'm a content creator and this is what I do.
Why? Why are you doing that? Why would you want?
She gets millions of views every video. So
who is this? And why are you talking to me?
Who are you? Where they can find you?
You guys could find me out of Francisco on YouTube. I'm not as big as Caitlyn, but some of my videos do pretty well too.
When I was interrupting, but now that he interrupted me, it's okay. Why? Because he's a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I prioritize the speech of Trump supporters.
That's not even the point. When I was trying to say something,
he has never threatened to beat me up either. So,
but now that he interrupted and say something, it's.
See, now we're arguing about some shit that didn't have nothing to do with the debate. You see what I'm saying? The debate was the debate. And that's one of those we're never going to fully agree. And you're not going to convince people to feel strongly on either side to change sides. It's just a debate. You can say what you want to say. And that's kind of the end of it. Now she's just mad at this guy's hat. That hat been bothering her for the last couple minutes. She said it was overstimulating her. So apparently Donald Trump overstimulates the ladies, which is apparently problematic. So give it another second here.
So you remember, we started this
I
conversation.
just can't believe she's still talking to her. Like, she seems so annoyed by it. Why not just walk away? Like, you don't like this guy's hat. You don't like this girl. You don't like the fact that you're on. No, you know why? Because you know that she's obviously a big content creator because she's got security, 2 cameras, good microphones and stuff. And this guy's like, hey, she gets 1 million views. Yes, she does. So this girl is really trying to go viral. But she's hoping that she can take out this Caitlyn girl in the process. But yeah, this girl, I don't know who this girl is, but I know who this Caitlyn girl is. So apparently she is bigger than her. She's annoying as hell, though, but she's also somewhat funny. And yes, Jay Coleman, I was just saying what Twitter says. I don't say that about the you know what I'm saying. But that's the Twitter thing. Every time black women, it's always them words. The Angel Reese thing, they put a monkey on it. We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there. I'm doing so good this episode. I don't think we're getting flagged today. So that's cool. That's cool. We're skirting the line a little bit, but I think we're still in good terms with the algorithm.
Him saying that he would tell a Trump supporter, "Go F yourself."
Right.
And when I walked up,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, like it never.
Come out until, I'm just saying it didn't come out until now.
You
But
thought somebody was scared
that's
of you?
no, I wasn't scared. It's just
No, it's still the same.
it's just common
Fuck
courtesy
you.
not to say it to someone that you don't know.
You and
It's just
her.
common courtesy. You said it many times.
You and her. I just want to.
Do you know any other words?
So, yeah.
Okay. Come up with something else creative. Okay. You can get better than that. Come on.
I'm just saying though.
I know your mama taught you more words than that.
Do you have? Are you? You want to go next? You want to say something? I don't know. They're Trump supporters and they're trying to figure out why ain't nobody else supporting Trump.
That was not even what the debate was that they got all of this from. That was I don't even remember where it started. Was she asked, because like I said, it's a long video, but I got the context. Initially, the lady walked up to the other lady and said, how do you feel about Trump supporters? And the dude, who's now not even talking at all, his initial response was, if I saw F Trump supporters, if I see him, I'll tell him that to his face. So then this dude with the red hat, who was apparently already there with her, comes over and says, well, I'm a Trump supporter, say F you to me. And then somehow it spanned into a whole conversation, and they ended up talking about parental reproductive rights. And like, we're way over here now. The first part was the issue. If you want to tell a band F you to the face because they supported Trump, I mean, that's cool. But why? Like, why? I don't know. But this girl's embarrassing herself, and I feel bad for her because I thought I saw a parent or somebody around, like an adult. But no, it's just the brother.
Yeah, no one did. That's why he won the popular vote, guys. No one else. Are you wondering why no one else supports Trump?
Yeah, I've never been a Trump supporter before in my life.
He got impeached.
Yeah, what is impeachment?
Didn't we do this already?
What is impeachment?
You guys.
I don't know. You tell me.
You don't know what impeachment is?
Tell me. You got,
tell me what it is.
Isn't there somebody in Georgia that just gave birth and they completely brain dead? Like that baby's
That was her wishes. The mother asked for the baby to be delivered if she were to pass. And so she had a written will or whatever those are called.
That is true. I remember that story. They tried to make it on some, like the lady couldn't get that procedure done because it was illegal in Georgia. And no, she had a last rites kind of thing where she asked if it was possible to save her child to do so. So, yeah, that was a spun story, but that's mainstream media. You know, they be on that bullshit.
That's directive.
Well, anybody can write those.
Yeah. Anyway, you can't just keep going off topic. You can't stay on track with what you're saying. You just keep cussing. So we're going to move on because we want to get some food, and this is not
y'all stop that shit.
Anything else you want to say to the camera? My audience is full of Trump supporters. You got anything to say to them?
Oh, they be supporting y'all?
99% Trump supporters.
99% Trump supporters?
Yeah.
Are you a Trump supporter?
No, but I know who she is.
You know who this is?
She's very famous.
I don't give a fuck.
Well, I'm just giving you a fact, not a...
Why the fuck you keep talking? I feel like we made this clear. I don't want you to talk.
Why would you talk to another minority like that?
I'm not. Kim.
Wow, she pulled the race card on that one. Caitlin, now you going into brackish water here. You're going into brackish water. Nobody said nothing about blackness or whiteness, and now you're going to say, why are you talking to another minority like that? Like, what, are you supposed to talk different to you versus him? No. This young lady is unhinged and upset. She doesn't care if you white, black, brown, orange, purple, or yellow. You will catch the smoke. She hasn't made a point in minutes. She just said F you, according to the counter, 32 times. Which is crazy to me because she seems like she might be an educated young lady, you know? But she's out there with her brother, who obviously has more estrogen in his body than she does. But I don't know. I'm wondering why they didn't walk off earlier. But now this girl's embarrassed herself and never even got to make a point. She never made a point. The point was she didn't agree with the other lady's stance on birth control, as we'll call it in this one. And that's fine. That's an ongoing, that's a debate as old as the world at this point. I don't even think there's ever going to be a consensus on that.
Oh yeah, I hit myself everywhere. No, I got that. I can tell them. Yeah, everywhere. All over, everywhere. And if you want to see more and hear more about that story, you can go to Liberty Hangout on YouTube and you can subscribe to me there, or you go to patreon.com/Caitlin Bennett to support my work. I can give you all the details. There's a lot of people who like the details of that. So,
but I know you said 1 million views. Might as well.
See? She said it right there. 1 million. You said 1 million views, so I might as well be on here. Okay. Well, young lady, extra baby hair having young lady. Well, you got your wish. So you got your 1 million views, and now you are apparently popular. I'm going to tell you right now, this is problematic. We can't have a healthy debate. It's like almost impossible these days because it becomes personal. If I don't win this debate, I'm like feeling subordinate. And that's not true. I'm not subordinate by losing a debate or making a debate. I can still feel how I feel at the end. We can agree to disagree. But I'll tell you what, if the dude would have been as aggressive as her, that security guard would have brought his ass down in the chokehold. Once again, The protection and the provision is not there. We letting this girl, your sister, embarrass herself on a channel that gets 1 million views over a point that you're never going to agree on. So now she just looks goofy. You look real feminine, and y'all both look stupid for even letting it get this far. I believe the gentleman should have kept her walking. When he tried to pull her away, you notice he didn't do that no more. Nah, man, if that's my sister, my lady, anybody that I'm with, if I'm feeling like it's time to go and they're doing too much, it's time to go because you're doing too much. So it's time to go. It's not even going to be a long conversation. And even if you fight against it, I just pick you up, put you on my shoulder. Come on, let's go. That's ridiculous. So once again, I keep saying, so I'm going to say it like I said in the Mel video. If there was a dude there, this wouldn't have happened. A real dude. He would have said, all right, enough, babe, stop. But no, she there with her little brother or her brother. It looks like I don't know if they're the same age or what, but he didn't have no real control over her wilding out and making herself look like a fool. I'm sure her father's proud. I'm sure. That's all I'm saying. Guys, we need to step up. Gentlemen, men, males. Let me be specific. Males need to step up. Because you're letting this girl embarrass herself. Now she's all over the internet for just saying F you 35 times in 5 minutes. That's literally what the whole point was how many times she used the F word because of this Caitlyn girl. And Caitlyn is, like I said, Caitlyn can be annoying because she does that on purpose. She's very good at what she does. That's why she gets 1 million views. And she baited you in, young lady. You took the bait, hook, line, and sinker, and the dude that was with you did not throw you the life vest. He could have easily removed you from that situation, but he let you run it. And that's why you can't be letting wild ladies run stuff, because you don't want to argue with them. That's probably what it is. I don't want to argue with her, so I'm going to let her do what she want to do. So, nonetheless, let me bring this over to my full screen. Let me say what I got to say out of here. No, I'm gonna tell you, for real, it's fathers, but you know what? We don't know the real story, and a lot of fathers get boxed out. We're not even gonna get into that. That is a couple weeks from now show, because it's a real conversation. I believe that the downfall of society also is connected to the removal of fathers as an authoritative figure over their children's lives. Notice I didn't say fathers in the household, because you can still be an authoritative figure without living in the same house. But you have to not have gatekeepers, also known as your co-parent, slowing that process down. And that's the real conversation that needs to be had. That should be criminal. If a person is trying to be in the child's life so that they don't be crashing out like this young lady, because I'll be damned if my daughter would ever do this, especially knowing that there's 1 million views coming on this thing. And some of y'all have seen my daughter. She's been on this podcast. She wouldn't do that. She's either going to make her point or walk the hell off, because now this looks stupid. Who raised you is what we're asking. It's a complicated gamble, because you can't do, like Sebastian Pelega said, you know that women are always right, right? That's what we're supposed to say, but that's not true. No person is always right. And if you can see that something is wrong, and it's some BS, you have a responsibility to quell it right then, right there, so that it doesn't continue to happen. That's sort of what parenting is. But once you're not a parent, let's say you're just in a relationship with a young lady and she likes to crash out and wild out every time something's a little against what she likes, I would recommend walking away. But if you can't, if you just, you really want the best and you like her or whatever, hey, keep in mind, you are the one who will have the worst response if your significant other don't do the right thing. They always look for the dude, just like the Mel video. You could tell she ain't have no man because he probably would have been there with her with all of that stuff that she had hanging out, and probably would have said, hey, you do really realize your nipple's sticking out, so let's go ahead and put that up. Matter of fact, put on my t-shirt, because there's a little boy that keeps trying to float up in your butt cheeks. But no, there's no protection for that. No provision. And I understand there's one segment of women that'll say that men are not protecting them. But then there's another segment of women that will say that men are protecting them. And I guess for the ladies, you might have to figure out what's the difference. Is it how they carry themselves? Is it their attitude? Is it the fact that they crash out and use the F word 32 times in 5 minutes to not even make a point? It's tough to protect that. It's tough to stand up for you when you dead ass wrong, which is why Shaq is able to stand up for Angel Reese. Because Angel Reese did nothing wrong by being on the cover of the 2K26 WNBA video game. And so for people to come at her as if somehow she's to be attacked, that's why he came in and said, nah, back off. But if she'd have done some debaucherous stuff, he probably would have still said back off, but he would have called her out on it as well, which is part of the responsibility. If you see some bullshit, your job is to purge the bullshit. That's why you're watching this show right now. You want to understand the purpose. It's not about black, white, Democrat, Republican, tall, short, fat, skinny. It's not about none of that. It's about the bullshit and the real shit. And we live in a world that's divided by the two. And if you're on the side of the bullshit, I can love you but not love that bullshit that you do. And I will call it out every time I see it. I don't care what you look like. I don't care what color you have. I don't care if you're the president of the United States or the vice president or whoever. If you're on that bullshit, if you end up on this platform, I'm going to call it out. It does me no service, and it does my audience no service for me to not be objectively calling out the bullshit. Because if I only call out the bullshit in certain things, then we'll miss the bullshit on the other things. So that's why I tell you all about investigation I'm doing. Because some stuff I don't want to take a full opinion on it as it being bullshit until I'm 100% sure it's bullshit. Okay? But I'm telling you right now, if we don't have some level of, I don't want to say authority, people get scared by that. But gentlemen, we have a responsibility. And this is not just black men. I'm talking about men. Did you see the first zesty ass guy that ran through there? He's like, I know who she is. And ran off. Forget that guy. I think that might have been the guy that came back later. But he still wanted to get some content. And the black girl wanted to get viral content, even though she wasn't the one recording. So now she'll always be known as whatever. Like if anybody ever sees it, they'd be like, hey, I saw you crashing out on the internet on Caitlin's channel. And Caitlyn got like that's one of the most Caucasian names ever. So you don't bother Caitlyn. If Caitlyn comes up missing, they going looking. You know what I'm saying? If somebody named Caitlyn comes up missing, they are definitely going to be looking for Caitlyn. Just know that. I'm not going to say nothing more than that because we'd have made it almost through this whole episode. I got no warnings. I think we're actually good on this one. Let me double check. Got to double check. Then I'm going to give my shouts and I'm going to get up out of here. Yeah, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. We did all right on this one. Okay, cool. No violations so far. So thank you guys for joining into the Purge of the BS today. Let me make sure I don't have nothing else left to cover. I don't think so. So let me take it out. So we're living in this weird situation. And I'm not saying it's easy. I'm not saying it's simple. What I'm saying is it's necessary to have the conversation because the alternative is goofiness. And we're seeing it all over the place. We had a woman earlier who took 50 pickles in the back door. Why? Why is that a thing you want to do? Why are you broadcasting the fact that you want to do it? Where have we set our sights at where there's gentlemen she didn't have no man. You can't have no man and be trying to take 50 pickles in the back door. So gentlemen, I didn't want this to start into this, but the twisted metal is our metal. Our metal. We are the ones who are supposed to be the backbone and keep some freaking structure going here. Meanwhile, we got our ladies going on the internet, crashing out, taking 50 pickles to the back door. And then what do? All right, she ain't mine. We need to stop it. That's somebody's daughter. So I guess I got to blame her father. Maybe he was in that brackish water we were talking about earlier. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think y'all got to step it up. Shit is only gonna get worse if we don't. I'm being real. We letting all these softies take over. That's why these algorithms are so soft. We're letting all these softies take over. We're letting women wild out and crash out and embarrass the shit out of themselves on the internet, knowing that later on they have to come back to just being regular people. A lot of them, they get fired. You seen the stuff we've been covering. They go online, say something real stupid, where I believe if there was a dude around and say, hey, honey, don't post that. That's dumb. You're going to lose your job. No direction becomes disrespectful. That's all I'm saying. I know y'all might not have been ready to hear that, but I'm just being real. So anyway, special shouts to everybody that stopped into this episode today. I'm going to give them up right now. I noticed nobody put in the super chat today, so I'm going to, hey, make sure you check out the merch, though. That is the important one. Check the merch. Take something with you. You give a super chat, YouTube gets that. Merch is for the company and for the business. So get through it. All right, Jay Coleman, of course, stopped in. And we got Sebastian Polega, my man Al Bond, my sergeant at arms, he stopped in. Who else we got? Oh, y'all stopped in on the horizontal feed. So I was debating whether or not I was going to do a horizontal feed anymore. But appreciate y'all that came in on the horizontal feed. That's like the real subscribers watching us in the widescreen over here. And I want to give a shout to Ascending Phoenix, who stopped in. Ascending Phoenix is always great to have around. And of course, I Am Z. So nonetheless, you guys, make sure you tune back in on Saturday evening. 9:30 p.m. is the next show. And if you are not tuning in on Saturday evening, who is that? Who is that? Who just subscribed? Oh, no, he sent that super chat. I see the super chat's working today. Good. Appreciate the super chat there. And he said, yep, I'm a super chat XD. I don't know what XD is. That's extra diabolical. I don't know. But I like it and I appreciate it and I thank you for it. So nonetheless, guys, if you don't go out into this world today and seek and destroy the goofiness, then that, my friends, is the bullshit. We out. Thank you.